As we know, we have a long history of focusing on meeting student needs, and there's actually a multitude of ways that we have done that over the years. And as you know, and as we want to share with our community, some of our structures continued, some are enhanced, and we have some new structures in place that we are very proud of. And thank you for your support. One of them we saw this evening with our STEAM labs. While that may appear to be more of an enrichment, it is actually science instruction, hands-on and discovery and inquiry based. And we are looking forward to actually sometime after the new year, I was talking with Dr. Brownhall earlier today, we'd like to actually revisit STEAM and bring you some additional footage, some additional examples, and some really some information from the STEAM lab so you can see them in action even more so. With that being said, we also do have some new programs that we started this year, one of which you are certainly aware of is our Universal Pre-K program. While we've had UPK as a service to our parents, they have been primarily delivered through our community-based organizations, and we're very fortunate this year through great work through Mr. Scanzuza's office and our buildings, particularly Country Parkway and Forest, that we now have 4 in-district classes. And that is also one of the programs we are wanting to highlight in the upcoming months for you and our community. The other one that I spoke of and alluded to during our presentation a few months ago regarding our math program, I had mentioned the learning labs, and that is also something new that we instituted this year. We have instituted a learning lab model, which is in place now at all of our middle schools and all of our high schools. And that is something that we have thought about for quite a long time, did quite a bit of research regarding what that model could look like. And really the design of that, as I shared back a few months ago, is to provide just-in-time support for students on a daily basis. So in lieu of waiting a period of time or testing into some kind of remedial program, this is a day-to-day pulse of what students need, and that is accessed both by being scheduled into it, as well as a student could self-refer and a parent could contact the school through the counselor or the building principal to ask for some support. So we have made it accessible in a multitude of ways for those reasons, because we recognize that in order to meet students' needs, the sooner that it is done, the better. And we know that is certainly one of the philosophies that we have, and we want to put that into practice at our middle and high schools. In addition to that, just a couple of other items for the group is Reading Recovery is a program we've had at the elementary level that services our lowest first graders in the area of literacy. It is a very successful program and very intensive because it meets the highest level of our response to intervention, which is at tier 3. It's individualized, it's very focused, very targeted. And what we are finding, and this is the same philosophy that we are taking with some of our other programs, Learning Lab being one of them, is that the closer you can get to an individualized, personalized program for students, that is where you will see the greatest amount of growth and gains being made for the student. So while we talk about many times, we talk in summary and aggregate and groups and cohorts, and those are all important, we really try our very best and really on an ongoing basis to know, understand, and be able to recognize and then immediately meet the needs of each and every individual student. We talked about a roadmap the last time I was here at the podium, and that's exactly and precisely what brings us to those needs. And then we act upon them, and this is cyclical in nature. So you revisit, you see what else has to be attended to, you attend to it, make sure that the student is meeting with success in the areas identified, and then you keep going. It is not ending. I can tell you our commitment is constant. It's ongoing, it's meaningful and purposeful, and really that is the philosophy that we continue to take. We've also been fortunate enough, again, through much of your support and also through our grant monies, is purchasing additional instructional tools that are hands-on. DigiBlocks are one example of those in our math program. Also software, we have kept some technology that actually came to us as a result of some of our COVID discoveries as the pandemic continues. And, some of those software tools like our Greg Ting Math has been very successful in our program. I would be remiss if I did not mention, and we all know, and I believe this also was in the article from the School Boards Association, is that this goes hand in hand, though, with all of our SEL supports. It's academic and it's also the whole child, because that's one of the things, again, that we do not want to separate, because one of the things we also know is that each and every student's experience and what we have all gone through these last 2 years is very important when it comes to learning. So we want to make sure that that is also an area of focus for us. And you may be aware that actually by design, Dr. Brown Hall, our leadership team, and all of our principals spent a considerable amount of time before school even started. And also recognizing, of course, academic focus is always a top priority for us, but so was SEL. So by design, we actually talked about, planned for, and implemented structures at each building as students were returning to school and keeping that ongoing as we are moving forward. So we'll hear about the learning labs, as I mentioned. We also have our web crew and link crew, which we have continued. Academic intervention, I know you're familiar with. We'll hear more about that at an upcoming board meeting. That plan will be brought to you in January. So that one you'll see in great depth. It's quite an extensive plan. So you'll see that K through 12. We've also been most fortunate through our grant money to add math specialists and reading support where needed. We did an analysis across each building, work with our HR department, our building principals, and that continues to be highly successful, because again, our plan there is not to just add resources, but also have a plan when doing so. So we talked at great length with the building principals, and that was a true collaboration. And I appreciate across each of the levels, really looking at what the needs were and how these resources can be targeted again to meet the needs of students. So these came with plans, they came with implementation, they're coming with checkpoints along the way, because we have to constantly see if our goals are being met. And I look forward to bringing more information to you. Please know, and we want to stress, if families or students have any questions or feel that they are seeing something, sometimes we see things at home that may or may not be visible at school, to please reach out to your building principal, your building administrator, counselor at the middle and high school. But we are here to support one another. We're very committed to it. And I really can't say enough. Thank you for all of your support, and that of the teachers, our staff, our parents, and our students. Everybody has really come together to support our school community, and there's more to come. So if anyone needs anything, please reach out to any of us. We are here to help in any way that we're able to. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr.